Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of September 5th. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we wrapped up season 1 of Rutherford Falls. The final 2 episodes of the season were called Stoodis, which I think means let's do this, and D'Angelo's. So there is a big reveal in the 9th episode, Stoodis. A big twist.
Yep.
So I will spoil it now for this one plus year old television program. Guess what? Nathan, who has been obsessed for his entire life about the family he is a part of, the Rutherfords, and their legacy and their history and their home and everything else, Big Larry, the statue. Guess what? He's not actually a Rutherford. His mom was having a little fling with a bowling teacher, coach, what? Some kind of semi-professional bowler. So this...
Uncle Ronnie.
Yes. This, of course, causes yet another Nathan meltdown.
Well, existential crisis. Sort
yes.
of. And also causes Josh, who we have enjoyed so much, to be, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's a professional journalist, and if he finds a story, he's got to follow the story. But he found the story when he was just hanging out with Regan, not because he figured out that there was some hint in this lady's garage and he went to look for it.
Right.
He just happened upon it.
And this leads to them breaking up, and it felt like such a TV breakup, like we need a reason for these two to not be together.
That's exactly what it seemed like.
And that's annoying.
Because, I mean, if they had set up Josh as a shark who was only interested in his career, okay. But they did not.
Right.
I mean, he had that meeting where he couldn't get a word in, and so you could say, yeah, if he has a finally gets a good story, he's going to pursue it, but that has not been his vibe for quite some time. To just say to Regan, no, I'm going to destroy your best friend and then make your life very hard by probably using personal information you've told me, but it's been fun.
Right.
That doesn't seem like the character that they had established.
No.
Especially now he's we find out later he's doing a whole series of podcasts, which, is he really?
Right.
Okay. Is this how podcasts
Yeah, that is the end of season sort of cliffhanger is Nathan's in his car driving aimlessly, like from coast to coast, it seems. And he happens upon this podcast
that is
playing
about
in
him.
In his car, yes.
With no, I don't know. It just seems to me like, but would that happen?
Right.
Taking a character that we enjoyed and just making him kind of ruthless.
Yeah.
And not nice to Regan. And I just do not like that particular plot twist. Right. Although, jumping around between episodes here, but the whole thing where Nathan gets in his car and is driving across the country trying to find himself and all this, I was thinking, he needs one of those things like Claire made for the guy in Elizabethtown. You know, he goes off on this, he's driving, and she gives him this thing that has perfect music for every place and things to get out and go do and all this, and that's what he needs. He needs one of those. Call Claire up. See if she'll make one for you.
Yeah. But given as how he's burned his bridges with everyone who might have cared about him.
Yeah, except for the person who just randomly comes on every few episodes and is hot for him.
Yes.
The teacher.
The weird teacher. That
is a character that does not work, my friends. I don't know what your plan was for her.
Right.
But it's a little weird. He's had a whole fling with the mayor, lady. He's not interested in you. Oh, dear. But she just seems to keep popping up.
Yep.
Loving him. Oh, well. Yeah, well, I mean, they did swing the Nathan pendulum back over to pathetic by the end, and you sort of had to feel for the guy. And I still think that character is a problem.
Yeah.
They were, they're going ahead with this big complex. They're going to build sort of a, historical theme park of Rutherfordness, even though they have the costume wrong and nobody in the Rutherford family churned butter and all of that stuff. But history! It's just history! It's entertaining. And Regan is going to get a nice building of her own for her cultural center, but nobody in the tribe wants to have anything to do with it because she's stuck up and they're all crabs pulling her down in the bucket and etc. Which reminded me of the other time that she had to go and abase herself in front of people to get accepted back in. Didn't we do this already?
They did do this.
But I guess
it didn't work. I guess it didn't
step
take.
Up the ladder she takes, she has to go humiliate herself. Although she finally, in a Facebook Live meeting, gives as good as she's getting, and people respect that. So she's up to half hearts, half hate, and
half angry faces, red faces
left for something else.
Right.
So I guess she's okay now. Maybe people will work for her. So, I don't
know why she wanted the two people from the casino who are always mean to her.
Do?
Yeah.
Seriously. I don't know. But, setting things up interestingly for next season with this whole civic redo.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was nice that they brought back Nathan's brother to sort of confirm that, yeah.
Although, so he knew?
He's known all this time and just
He's
not
known
felt like
all
saying
this time? Yeah.
And he maybe suspected, and then he found
and then this confirmed it.
And, really you would have to be mean to tell Nathan that.
Right.
So, we need some backstory to find out how Nathan became this guy who is not only happy to be part of this family, but that is the only thing in his life.
Right. That is his obsession.
Yeah. There had to have been some steps in between, which maybe we'll find out in season 2, or maybe we never will, because season 2 is the last season. I just recently read that it got canceled by Peacock.
Right.
Peacock, which itself is probably on the verge of being canceled.
It's probably on its last leg. So
it's throwing off dead weight everywhere it can.
And here's something I don't understand. This is a tangent, but I keep hearing about how on HBO Max, they're combining with Discovery or some weird thing.
People are talking about that like it's the end of the world.
Jettisoning a bunch of stuff. Which, okay, I understand, a new show like Rutherford Falls, right? You're not going to spend the money to make another season.
Right.
But they're, aren't they? They cut out, episodes of Sesame Street and stuff that's already made. What is the financial benefit of...
What I have heard, and I don't fully understand this myself, but this is what I have heard, it's a tax write-off. If they're no longer if they've bought it, but they're no longer showing it, it can be a tax write-off, something of that nature.
Right.
So,
this is why I'm not a finance person.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have read that or heard that on podcasts a couple of times. So I say it with no particular knowledge if that is the case or how exactly that would work, but. It's not, say, we want to eliminate a bunch of stuff so that our viewers, to serve our viewers so that they can find our new stuff more easily without all this clutter. It has nothing to do. There's not even any lip service to this being about the viewer. No, the money you are paying us every month now gets you less.
Right.
But our bottom line's looking much better. Thank you so much. Oh, well. Entertainment.
Yeah.
But, it sounds like maybe not that many people were watching Rutherford Falls. I worry for Girls 5 Eva. But I think
I know,
that
me
at
too.
least had more cultural people talked about that, I think, a little more than they're talking about this, but I don't know. I went looking for some reviews of the first season to see if their opinions compared to mine, and it seemed like a lot of people liked it and felt that it was offering representation, and there was a lot of Indigenous people on the writing staff and in the cast, and that was a good thing.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I really almost sort of wish, maybe they felt they needed Ed Helms for name recognition. They don't need Nathan. They really don't.
Right.
Maybe for scoring political points, but really there's enough characters amongst the Minneshanka to make a perfectly fine sitcom.
Right.
Terry is a great character.
Yeah, he's great.
Really, really well portrayed.
Michael Grey Eyes is amazing.
He could very well be the central character of this thing. He's he could be the Ron Swanson of the show, you know?
Right.
And, Regan and the actress who plays her, that's a good character, the sort of one foot in each world. And that they could do a lot with that. The two bozos taking out the trash and whatever, they could be fleshed out some and could be good foils for it's just, you got enough. Why not make completely a sitcom set in that world?
Right.
And then white people could be passing buffoons, but you wouldn't have this character who you need to service.
Yeah.
In some way. And make people not hate him because I don't know.
I feel like they didn't do a great job of making people not hate him.
Yeah, well, but then they have to do this whole thing. Well, he's not really a Rutherford now. He's really aimless, and what's he going to do?
Right.
He needs to be, to use the Parks and Rec model because there's so many Parks and Rec people here. You got your Leslie Knope and Regan. You got your Ron Swanson and Terry. You've got your Donna and Tom and those two kids who work in the casino. And then you have your Pawnee townspeople who are all idiots. And that's who Nathan should be. You don't need Nathan. You just need a bunch of various buffoons to come through.
Right.
And I wish they had done it that way. I really do. I wish they had.
And because we've talked about this before, that they just still haven't convinced us why Nathan and Regan are supposedly best friends.
That is, and that is a giant hole. And also, what's his assistant's name? Bobby?
Bobby.
That's a great character. They could do a lot with that character.
Right.
So, it's just...
Who landed on their feet because Nathan, when he had this meltdown, decided to shut down the museum. And next time you see Bobby's working for Regan. So
right. Exactly.
It all came out just fine.
Yes. So you really don't need that character. Sorry, Ed. You'll land on your feet, man, I'm pretty sure. Right. But I guess we have a whole season that includes him, so.
Nathan, yeah.
I would just wish they'd gone all in.
Right.
So, I don't feel as bad about it after the last two episodes as I did after the episode before this, but still, I'm not going to be writing letters to Peacock saying, please keep this going for a third season, at least at this point. It is what it is, and maybe these people can go make something better.
Right.
Someplace else, but probably not Peacock.
Definitely not Peacock.
The feathers are falling off right and left.
So next week, given that we may be under a time crunch, we will start with season 2 of Rutherford Falls. The first episode of season 2 is called White Man in the Cupboard.
Yeah, how long are they going to leave these on?
I know. We might have to watch 2 at a time.
Off right now. Nobody much watched these, so we're just going to drop them.
Yeah.
Wait. Few more weeks, please.
Give us some notice. But we'll start with just one. If we feel that we need to step up the pace, we may do that.
But next week we have something else coming back.
That's right. We have Dancing with the Stars coming back, also on a streaming service. So I hope you have Disney Plus
now. No ABC.
No ABC. So they're going to have a special on Thursday, September 8th called The Pros Most Memorable Dances. So,
already recycling material.
That's right.
I wish and I wonder whether having it on a streaming service gives them any capability to have on-the-spot voting. So that's what... The whole find out next week at the end of the episode who lost, and then you just watched everything they did, and it was for nothing.
Yeah.
They used to do it when they had 2 nights worth of real estate.
Right.
People would vote Monday night, then Tuesday night they would reveal it. The way it is now, it just does not work. So maybe they can do something to make it, tag it to the... I mean, it's going to be live and then it's going to be sitting there for a week. Maybe they could just the next day tag on, oh, by the way, this is the person who won. Here's a little extra 5 minutes.
Right.
Or something. It would seem, if you're going to make this switch to this format, use it in that way.
Right.
Please change the way you do this. Also, Tyra is still there.
I believe it's Tyra and
Alfonso Ribeiro.
leavened slightly with Alfonso Ribeiro.
Who never looked so tiny as when he's standing next to Tyra in one of those ads.
Yes.
I mean, I suppose he is a short guy. I never thought of that before until she was like looming over him. Anyway, they're putting out lots of cute ads.
Right.
And the cast reveals so far have been underwhelming, mostly. I saw Wayne Brady. He might do good.
Yes.
And Brother from Coda. I will be excited to see him.
Yes.
And the various pros who are coming back have been posting all sorts of stuff about it. Right. But Lindsay did post that she is not going to do it. It just was too much to uproot her life and move to L.A. for this amount of time. I guess her husband couldn't come, and so she'd have to take her daughter, and then the daughter wouldn't see the husband. So anyway, life stuff.
Yes.
But I'm interested to see how they do with this. I hope it's a revitalization.
Right.
And not a, welp, this fell off the
we tried that. Train. We're not trying it again. We'll find out. So
it's on Disney. So Disney's got cash to burn. So they'll stick with it for a while. But anyway, I'm interested to see how they manage this.
Right.
I hope for improvements over the last few seasons, which have been very sad. Will there at least be an audience for Tyra to preen for? Because when she was preening for the canned applause, it was really sad.
Yes. Well, we'll see. The preseason is, like I said, Thursday, September 8th, and then the actual season 31 starts on Monday, September 19th. Okay. So we will bring that to you when the time comes.
Yes.
And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Goodbye, everyone.